Hi guys. All right, so hopefully you did good on your quiz for inequalities and you did good on your factoring. I think I did a video for that too. So anyway, we're moving on. It's completely different than what you did for factoring, but we're continuing with inequalities. So this particular lesson is called a compound. That means two inequalities. And they're separated by this or. Can't really see it. That's the key. So if you have something with an or, your graph looks like this. Okay? So it's either going this way or that way. So let's quickly go through this. This shouldn't take too long. So I'm going to graph these separately. Graph separately. Like I said, two graphs. Okay, so the first one says that my x values are greater than 3. So I'm going to put an open dot on 3 because it's not equal to. Maybe we should have open dot for this and that, and a solid dot for this. Oops. Or that, whatever. All right, so what values are greater? As long as your variable is first, you just follow the sign. It's pointing that direction, we're going to go that direction. Let's do this one. My x values are less than -2. So again, open dot, follow my arrows going this way. And I'm done. This one, graph separately. So on 0, open dot. Which ones are less? This way. This is x is greater than open dot because the greater, and my arrows tell me to go this way. Okay. So let's try to write these separately. Write two separately. Let's start with this one. I always put my variables on top. So we have our x and we have our -1. So these values are less than or equal to because of the solid dot. We're going to start out with our x. So start with variable. Maybe we should start with variable. So my x values are greater than 2. Next one. So x here, start with my x's. I'm going to put a 0 because this is that one. I'm going to start with a 3 on that one. Okay, now we got to fill it in. So these values are less than, open dot, and these values are greater than or equal to 3. These will seem easy here, but they will throw you for a loop, I promise. Okay, we got more. This time it says to solve. So solve separately. I'm sure you knew I was going to say that. Okay, so here's an equation and here's an equation. So, add 8, add 8. P is greater than or equal to 4. So that's one equation. I'm going to graph that. Solid dot on 4. Which way am I going? This way. Solve. -5, -5. P is less than, what's 3 minus 5 is -2. Open dot. What's less than? Follow the arrow. It's going that way. Next one. Oh, this one's already solved. Oh, I lied because it's a -x. So I'm going to divide by a negative, divide by a -1, -1. Cannot have a -x. When I divide by a negative coefficient, So x, I need to reverse that inequality sign. 1 divided by -1 is -1. Open dot on -1. My arrow says I'm going this way. This one, two-stepper, -15, -15. 5x is greater than 5. Divide by 5, divide by 5. And x is greater than 1. So x is greater than 1. So open dot, it's going that way. But since this one supersedes it, this is just what it's going to look like. Okay. This one, I'm trying to think, because up here I said they usually go this direction, and that's true. Or may overlap. Okay. But if it looks like that, that's always an or. I mean, you can almost guarantee that. If they overlap, you're good too. The and is different. That's another one. Okay, so let's try these. Solve, solve. So, -2 minus 2. X is less than or equal to a -2. Solve -4 minus 4. X is greater than or equal to -1. So solid dot on -2, follow my arrow because it says less than. This is a solid dot on -1, and this one's saying greater than, so we're going this direction. Okay. Let's try this one. It's a word problem, don't freak out. At most, a number, x, decreased by 5, at most. That means less than or equal to 10. That's one equation. Or, same thing, x minus 5, or at least, so that's greater than or equal to 15. Again, they seem so easy. Write them separately and solve. And 5. X is less than or equal to 15. At 5, x is greater than or equal to 20. And there's our two equations. If I had to graph that one, 15 would be here, 20 is here, a solid dot on both, right? So less than goes this way, greater than goes that way. All right, that's it. So your lesson today is a super easy assignment. It's on, I think it's a quizzes. So you'll need a piece of scratch paper, identifying these kind of things, writing them. Shouldn't be too difficult.